go. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh
You
Lord,
see it?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
we're
Oh,
doing too
man.
much.
Uh,
We're
Welcome
getting
to the Couch Coach, your Friday
damn.
morning pit stop into the greatest
damn.
sport on this planet. If you are a football guru, somebody who loves fantasy football, or somebody who just thinks you're smarter than the guys who make millions, guess what? You have come to the right spot. Yes, we are not on our big couch because we are back at home today, and I don't know. I really like the flavor of this. What do y'all think?
I love it, man.
It's great, man. It's pouring
Yes.
rain outside, so might as
Yeah.
well sit at home, nice and comfy.
What a crazy
Do it.
week of football, huh?
Mm-hmm. As
Yeah,
always.
it was
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
It's the NFL, man. It's
Hey
the
man,
unexpected.
we decided to bring Nine back. Nine is back on the show today. I see you flossing your Eagles gear.
No. Kelly Green.
Oh, your Kelly Green is that a ring there?
Super Bowl 52. Current
Okay,
ring.
okay.
Looks nice.
Just so they
That's
know.
Yeah.
the
How many?
when you defeated Tom Brady, huh?
Yep.
Oh, good old
Yep.
Tom.
Hey, we
It's
got
a
a lot to talk about, Nine.
Should
So
have
look,
lost to the Bears. Never even should have got the Tom Brady.
we got a lot to talk about. Last
He
time you came
balled.
on, you came with some facts. You dropped some facts on us, so I want to make sure you're sharp today. Of course, I got my guests, my guys with me. I got Tim Jitsu. I got
Yes,
Nui.
sir.
You know what I mean? We're about to talk that talk. Nui, I hope you got something to say about that L y'all took, if you know what I mean. Because there was a lot of talk about us not being able to do it, but we're not here for that. This is first quarter. Y'all know how we like to do this. It's like a football game, pre-game, first quarter, second quarter, halftime, third quarter, fourth quarter, and bring it home for the win. In our first quarter today, we talk about what the hell happened.
Mm.
Tim, what the hell
Yes, sir.
happened?
Man, I'm gonna take us to a team that I talk about a lot: the Bills and the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots
What a game.
reeling, coming off 3 losses in a row. The Bills struggling, right? They losing. Well, they beat the Giants or the Dolphins to death. They struggle and lose to the Jags in overseas. Then they come back home. They struggle with the Giants. Almost lost to the Giants, and now you lose to the Patriots, bro. Everybody was beating the brakes off the Patriots,
Right.
and you're supposed to own the NFC or the AFC East. You did right by the Dolphins, then you lose to the Patriots. So I'm not understanding who this team is. Josh Allen is still asked to do too much. The Bills had 2 turnovers. They were 41% on third down, 3 points in the first half. Man, what's going on with Bills Mafia? I don't understand. Are the wings? Do they not have any more hot sauce? Are they out of hot sauce in Buffalo? Like, what is going on in
It was a
Buffalo?
division game, though. I mean,
That was
It
crucial,
doesn't
man. That
matter.
was a
That's a
big win.
division that
It's a
you
big
have to
win.
own. You're Josh
Yeah.
Allen and Buffalo. You have to seize that division. Aaron Rodgers isn't there, right?
mhm,
Tom Brady isn't there. You
mhm.
already beat Miami, so you told us a couple weeks ago you were the king of that division, and now you
Well,
showed us you're not the king of that division.
because you're also 0-2. I mean, you lost to the Jets as well, so that's
That's
two
true.
losses in the
That's 2
division.
losses inside of your division. They're not 0-2. They're 1-2 because
I
they
mean,
beat the
1-2.
Dolphins.
Right.
But they're not setting themselves up, and we know that they have to play at home in the playoffs,
Yeah.
right? Of course, the Dolphins don't want to have to go to Buffalo. Nobody wants to have to go to Buffalo. Everything's in front of them, and they keep failing when they need to succeed. And that tells me that they're not a team that's going to make a deep playoff run.
That's something
That's
I
where
can
I'm at
believe.
with Buffalo. I don't trust them anymore.
They're
I,
one
I
and
can believe
done.
it. I
They're
believe
one
that.
and done team.
I believe that. Nui, what the hell happened for you?
Besides our game, I'm going to go to Chicago and the Raiders. I thought this was going to be a great position for the Raiders, to get another win. They only gave Josh Jacobs the ball 11 times. I mean, it's 30-12. You got Brian Hoyer, who's been in the league forever. He hasn't won a game since 2013. It's his 13th straight loss. He's
Mhm.
played in multiple teams.
Wow.
It's time to go, brother. Like, give that young Bulls a spin, because that's the only time they did anything, right?
Right.
2 interceptions. I mean, 53% completion. The emergence of Foreman, 16 carries, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. My man balled. If you got
Right.
him on fantasy, you got to go get him. I know his
Right.
ass on the waiver wire, Nobody picked his ass up, but now he's out there.
So let me
Right?
ask you something.
What's up?
Seeing what you saw out of that rookie, right? You brought in Foreman, and then all of a sudden the Bears transform into a new team.
Man, as a former Division II quarterback, man, he took his opportunity and ran with it. It was fun to watch. I know he's a good player. He was a really good player in college. He actually went to the Senior Bowl.
Broke all types of records.
I just think he was a lot more efficient, right? He was a lot more efficient. He followed the game plan of the coaches. Maybe he's more coachable than Justin Fields, but I can't look that away because two times they have scored over 30 points with Justin Fields this year, and he's had 4 touchdowns, right? 8 touchdowns in 2 games. So I'm not really saying, oh, they got a new quarterback, but it's good to have 2 that can be efficient when needed. And so I'd say Hill, Justin Fields as much as you can. I know your ass doesn't want to be there, but this kid, is it Badgett? Is it Badgett?
Badgett. He only had 169 yards in the air.
He's a tough kid. He's a tough kid, man. I mean, he played he's a tough kid. His dad's a former arm wrestling champion. He's hilarious. If you've ever seen his video, it is absolutely hilarious. His dad talks like a wrestler. So it's like he's cutting a promo every time he talks. Right?
Definitely tune into the QB Huddle podcast because we give you the whole history of this kid in the podcast this week. We went in on his college career.
Yeah, we really did, man. I love seeing this. Quarterbacks, if you're out there, man, if you're good enough, they're going to find you and make the most of your opportunity. I think the kid did. I think he's going to get the start next week. I think the Raiders have regressed. Now they go play Detroit Lions after a crazy L.
But you know what? Hold on. I mean, I'm not even gonna let you talk about 2 bad teams anymore. I'm gonna keep it moving because I don't want to hear about 2 bad teams.
Who's the other bad team?
Hey, they might mess around and beat y'all at home.
Hey, I don't want to hear that.
You better stop.
We already knocked them out.
Create
what
that
the
juju.
hell happened is, exactly what I said was going to happen. The Lions are pretenders. I'm tired of everybody standing on the table for the Lions. Everybody just all of a sudden loves the Lions. I get it. Dan Campbell.
Go Lions.
Dan Campbell is a guy that will make you run the wall. You know what I mean? I get it.
Yeah, that's my kind of coach.
Too, you know what I mean? Like if I was around him, I would feel that aura. But I don't want to hear it no more. Big Lamar showed you why he is the MVP. You know what I mean?
16-1 against NFC teams.
He
man.
showed you
He's
why
gonna do
he's
that.
the MVP.
Listen, he never loses the teams that don't play him twice a year. Period. They said that. Right. You can't adjust for Lamar Jackson. I think we're overreacting on the Lions. I think they ran into a buzzsaw that they weren't ready for. But to say that they're not a good team and not the best team in your division is probably false.
We're gonna let you carry on. How do you feel?
I wouldn't dare say the Lions aren't a good team. It was just everybody was starting to put them at a different tier. Like they were top tier. They were a Super Bowl contender today. And what I've seen from the Lions from a very long time is they climb that mountain and they hit the peak and then they just tumble down. And it kind of looked the same. Sure. You remember they started the season. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Super Bowl, guys. So
in Arrowhead,
they're so good. But I think they just got humbled by a better team, and there's not too much to talk about. That to me, I don't think there's a.
Yeah, they did.
It's not a huge what the hell happened because everybody saw it. They just hit them in the mouth.
You loved that game, didn't you? You loved it
because there was nothing that they could do about it.
I mean, we all called it too.
And I'm looking at that game, and I said, you know what? All we got to do is take care of business. And we did that. So Niine, talk to me. You saw what happened this weekend.
I did. I started to go with Detroit before you hit them, but I'll go to something different. Well, to kind of harp on it, I think they get a bounce back since they playing on Monday night. And it's their first time playing on a Monday night in 5 years, so they should be and hype them up a little bit. But Washington, oh my God! Not only did you lose to a division rival who's like we call them the basement boys because they're nothing but cellar dwellers. But you lose
the basement boy.
Yeah, you lose to a backup quarterback. And then they're like the most sacked team in the league right now. But Washington,
the most sacked team in the league. Yep.
Yeah, that team is too. You can't let Tyrod Taylor come in and beat you 14-7.
And he did that.
Like that's that, and no shot to Tyrod Taylor. I mean, he's
He's a pro's pro.
he's a serviceable backup
He's a pro's
quarterback.
pro.
He's one of the best backup
Right.
quarterbacks you can find. Yeah.
Right. But
Ever.
my team, these guys, I would be embarrassed today. Now, granted, I know we lost to Zach Wilson, whatever. But, like, I mean, to a journeyman like that, nah, Washington, Riverboat Ron's on the hot seat. He's gone.
So you're saying that's a even though it's a division game, that's an unacceptable loss.
It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Now, if you lost to Daniel Jones, okay, cool, fine, whatever. Saquon Barkley finally went off. He did his thing. But you lose to Tyrod Taylor's Giants.
Ouch.
Damn.
See, that's not. If you say it out loud, you're how crazy it sounds.
It sounds crazy when you say it out loud.
You know, it's not that crazy though, because 2 years ago Tyrod was a starter, right? He only didn't start because they punctured his lung with a needle. He lost his opportunity. He's better than Sam Howell, so it's not surprising that you lost to him when your offense is a complete mess.
You know what's crazy?
It's Washington, not the Eagles.
PJ Tucker keeps winning. That's what's crazy. He keeps winning.
They need to keep him in the job. He needs to keep that job.
That's crazy.
I would rather see DTR play, but
hold on. You said PJ Tucker? I mean PJ Walker?
You said PJ Walker.
Oh, okay. I was just like that. It sounded
Oh,
different.
no,
I was like, did he play
talking about
basketball?
Taylor.
I meant Walker. Okay. I'm sorry. I did say Tucker.
I want to stay on the.
He does.
He's
NFC, 5-3 or 6-3 as a starter.
I want to stay on the NFC though. I want to talk about what's the hierarchy of the NFC right now, because right now I see a couple of 5-2 teams, and Tim, you just said it best. Are the Eagles the worst 5-2 team?
6-1
or 6-1?
Yeah,
as far as
they're the number one team.
We're the only 6-1 NFC team.
My apologies. The hierarchy of the NFC. If it goes through Philly, I don't see any other team winning.
It's a setup.
Is that wrong to say?
It's not a setup.
Screw that. We're gonna run the tables and see you there.
It's the fact that these teams that never get rain, i.e. San Fran, these dome teams who play in beautiful weather, i.e. Cowboys and Vikings, and when it comes to the tundra, not Green Bay, but feeling when you get the cold mixed with that rain and that crowd, it's hard.
Different.
It's like
different.
It's almost like Arrowhead, or not as loud. No, I don't want to compare, but you get what I'm saying as far as the fan base goes. Or Seattle when the Legion of Boom was around.
Yeah.
I personally never been there. I'm sure y'all travel far more than I have. So, but I just think it's the atmosphere. It's like a mystique. It's like, damn, we got to go to Philadelphia for 2 or 3 games to get to the bowl.
You just don't know what weather you're gonna get.
It can be Green Bay.
I'm not worried about the weather. I'm worried about that defense, right? And then the offense. Like, the offense can slow the game down to an extent that when a high-flying offense from the other side does get a few opportunities, they feel like they have to be perfect, and then they press and they do things that are out of character, like the Dolphins did. Because you don't get the ball that many times when you play against the Eagles, because they do slow the game down. They can run it down your throat. They can take all the time off the clock that they want to. And then their defense, man, that defensive line is coming every single play. Every single play. No matter how quick Tua is trying to get the ball out, it's not going to work, right? I just feel like that defense is the driver, and the fact that they can run the ball better than just about anybody else.
They only rush 4, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
They suffocate you.
It's a rotating.
It's a fine rotation.
Sometimes
It's 9
rush
of them,
3.
and they go. Yeah, there's 9 of them, and they can go. It's like, damn.
I'll put it like this, and I'll make a bold statement. I think even though the Niners lost, I think the Niners are still the best team in the NFC.
Might be. We just play bad amongst under 500 teams. We do.
And I'll also say this: even though the Vikings are at 3 and 4, there is a path to the 1 seed. And I know it sounds crazy, but you still have the Cowboys and Eagles who have to play each other.
I love how you believe that shit.
Y'all traditionally beat up on each other, right?
You do, traditionally, yep.
Cowboys and Eagles, they traditionally do it. Then the Eagles and the 49ers have to play each other.
So
That's
you
true.
got to sweep Detroit.
At the end of the season.
Good luck.
You know what I mean?
Good luck.
That-
They
You know
have your
what? Get the
number.
1 seed because the Cowboys can come to Minnesota and win that game. I'm not worried about that. Get the 1 seed.
It's all scheme and different matchups, man. We only got sacked one time. Like
Wait. Are you saying that Minnesota has a chance to get the 1 seed? That's what you're saying?
he
I
actually
said that
does.
there is a place that the Minnesota Vikings can still go
Well,
get
we
the 1
we
seed,
would have
and
to
it's
lose
not
since
out of.
we
They would
own
have
the
to lose
head
to
to
NFC teams.
I
So
absolutely,
we
y'all would
own
have
the
to
head
lose
to head.
4 games.
So which NFC
Right.
team is going to lose to them? Besides, the only chance they got is the Niners. That's the only concern. Or you split with Dallas.
You don't think the
You gotta
Cowboys
play
can
the
beat them
Cowboys.
out of 2 games?
I said you will split with them, but you'll lay an egg against another division team because you always do.
That's true.
Wow.
And we're going to sweep our division. And then we'll see you guys, and we'll see what happens. We may lose to you in the beginning, but we'll fill it out. It's how you guys played Miami. That's how I see us. And I'm like, shit, it's a little concerning. Though
Same-
Brock does get the
same
ball out
coaching
as
team.
well.
Yeah.
Is it
Right?
goes on the
It's a
same-
little concerning, right?
Right.
It's like, oh, I don't know. We
If you
gamble
can't
a little
find a
bit
way
more
to
on
run the
defense.
ball, if you can't find a way to run the ball against Philadelphia, you're dead in the water. You got to figure out. And
might be,
San Francisco can run the football, so they might
Yeah.
have an opportunity to do something there.
Last 2 weeks we haven't. We averaged under 4 yards a carry.
Damn.
So we got to correct
Nope.
that.
6.
Yeah.
So just stay
Got to
tuned.
watch your team, man.
Stay tuned. Hey, look, here on the Couch Coach, we are an ever-growing community of guys who just like to sit up and talk football. And, based off of some factuals that we've dropped over the last couple of weeks, we just might be smarter than the guys who make millions doing this same
We
thing.
call this shit out.
Damn, don't we?
And it's facts.
It's facts.
It's nothing but facts.
Nothing but facts. So without that being said, before any of this happens, maybe we can drop some more nuggets on them again.
All right.
For second quarter, this is a new segment. This segment today is called Buyers and Sellers. If you are familiar with what buyers and sellers are, some teams are on the up and up. All the teams that we've talked about thus far, the Eagles, the 49ers, the Cowboys. Now, all of a sudden, the Minnesota Vikings are in the mix. But some of these
That's
teams,
so
might be,
funny.
it's crazy, right? How things can
I
change.
love how you didn't touch in on our game, but continue. Just keep going. Just pass
But,
that shit.
there's not too much to talk about because we'll
just
get
keep
to that.
going.
Oh, we'll get to that.
No, we're not.
We're going to get to that. But in this segment, tell me who might be the team that are going to buy talent and who's the team that's ready for the draft.
Oh.
Niine, who you got?
Well, obviously Carolina's ready for the draft now.
Right.
Who do they take? Who do they take? Bryce Young may be the guy.
Carolina already said they're not in the market to
He hasn't played bad, though.
sell players. They're going to go buy players.
He hasn't played bad, but he is little.
He hasn't. I mean, since you have your quarterback, I mean, in my mind, you would have to build the interior. You would have to build a line. It's not sexy. It never is. But you got to protect the investment. You got him. Hopefully, that's your guy for the next 10 to 15 years. I don't see it happening.
I don't see that.
A team like the Panthers they're not gonna make big moves at the trade deadline because they're not in the hunt for a Super Bowl.
They're not.
Well, they're not. Oh,
You keep ad-libbing, they're not. I see that little slick
to be
shit.
honest
What
with
about
you,
your
to be
guys?
honest
What about
with you,
the Eagles?
I think you talking about what?
I mean, because look at what you already did. Of course,
Well,
Howie
forget Howie.
being Howie,
Cold with it.
he goes to get a all pro safety, not a regular guy,
Right.
all pro safety for choke check.
I tell you what, I think we posted this earlier with Baltimore. If Baltimore was to somehow get like a Derrick Henry, they're already good.
Oh.
That's just going to take them over the hill. You know what I'm saying? Now I can see them competing with the Kansas Cities of the world or the playoff Cincinnati Bengals. And I say playoff.
I can't see them trading in the same division or the same conference.
You might get the kid out of Indy who was the backup running back now that Jonathan Taylor's back. He was running all over the place. You might be able to get him in Baltimore. Moss.
Tennessee is giving like an all-world garage sale right now. Like anybody can go. Like they're selling the whole team.
Derrick Henry would be expensive though.
So
Everything
Derrick
must
Henry,
go. Maybe
Derrick
even you.
Henry to the Ravens makes them number one in the AFC.
Oh,
Um,
Kansas City
Henry's kind
still
of
there.
beat
So
up.
I give them a
It's
strong
still
two.
Kansas City's
I
world.
give them a strong two.
Y'all are
I
We're
even,
just
I
living
even,
in it.
Y'all
I
are
even
nuts. If
think
y'all say Derrick Henry goes to Baltimore and that's not the best team in the NFL, then y'all are crazy.
I even
Unless
think
Derrick Henry's going to play defense, no one's stopping Kansas City.
The defense
I
is
know,
number 3.
like I know Dallas doesn't make any moves, but I think if they made a move right now, or like right now would be the time for them to make a move on something. I don't care if it's another corner or a whatever, just something that'll push them, that'll solidify them and get them over that hump. Because
Well,
they're not
see,
a bad team.
they're
You know what I'm
not.
saying?
They're not. I mean, Tim. I mean, he's speaking about your team. So you talk
Yeah,
to me.
I want Leonard Fournette. I want to go out and I want to sign Leonard Fournette. I wanted to do it a month ago. You see, I'm wearing Zeke's jersey today because we miss him. We miss that power runner in between the tackles. We miss that red zone presence. No one better in the free agent market than Leonard Fournette right now to grab. I also wouldn't be upset if we went ahead and took Denver up on their offer of trading Patrick Surtain and go get him to replace Diggs. And then because we're going to lose Gilmore maybe at the end of the year to retirement anyway, so now we could have 2 lockdown corners. I think that would be an excellent move for the playoff push. But I really want Leonard Fournette so we can run the football. Because if we can't run the football, we're not going to beat the Eagles. We're not going to beat the 49ers. We're still going to beat the Vikings. It doesn't matter.
I don't see
So
Fournette
that's what I
helping that at
want.
all.
That's what I want. I want the Cowboys to get him. I'd also, listen, up until the Vikings put it on the 49ers the other day, I was going to suggest that the Vikings go ahead and finally let Kirk Cousins go live his best life. But now I don't think you do that. I think you keep him
anymore.
I don't want Chicago to get rid of Justin Fields. I want them to build around him with the draft picks that they're going to have. I think that Denver has already showed that they want to start over, right? They have all these players that are open for bid, and Sean Payton's there now. I think Russell Wilson somehow, somewhere, they need to find a way to get off Russ and let Sean Payton kind of build his own house there. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And a couple of years from now, Sean Payton's going to be back on Fox TV. And Russell Wilson's going to be retired and super rich.
Let me ask you a quick question.
From the Broncos.
Does Justin Fields want to stay in Chicago?
Well, I don't know that answer. As a Chicago fan, I want Justin Fields to stay in Chicago, though. He said he wants to stay. Everything publicly has been that he wants to stay there. If he doesn't want to stay, that's a different story. And if he didn't want to stay, I would have think that the Bears would have already tried to make that move, especially 2 weeks ago when he was on fire.
The DJ Moore relationship has kind of changed it now to where I think he does want to stay.
I agree.
I mean, he knows that he has an elite talent with him, and I think he does want to stay. And if he did, they have all the draft capital in the world to be crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe they could be buyers too. I mean, they could say, "Hey, let's go and stack for the future" because they have the picks,
right?
Which is kind of interesting to even
I'm
think.
Okay with that as long as they do it the right way and start to build their interior line on both sides of the football.
For sure.
That's what they need. They don't need another quarterback. They don't need another reset. They need to build that line on both sides.
Right.
Line. Do you think the Cowboys should go after a wide receiver?
No. Wide receiver is not our issue. We have wide receivers. We don't have an elite quarterback to get another elite wide receiver of the football. We need to run the damn ball, and we're not running the ball, so we need to run him back. I'll be okay if we get Moss from the Colts. If we reach out and say, hey, we'll take him because he's proven we can run in between the tackles. I'm not impressed with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard has proven to me that he's a third down running back. That's what I thought he was last year, and that's what he's proven he was this year.
Whoa. I just want to make sure I heard you right.
Yeah.
Did you say you're not impressed?
Not impressed. He is a third down running back. He is a guy that you put in space. He's a guy that you run on draws, you run screens, you get the ball to him in space. But running him in between the tackles has not made us any money, right? We're not scoring touchdowns in the red zone by running the ball. What has Tony Pollard done for us this year that makes us think he's the number one running back? I haven't seen it.
Would you kick the tires on D-Hop again?
No.
Michael Gallup's a dud. Like he's trash. You have to get something.
Oh.
I mean, it sounds like he's committed to running back because what I just heard him
I
say
want
was
to
that
run
No,
back.
Tony
but
Pollard is
I get that.
average.
The
But D
only
Hop,
receiver that I would take is Mike Evans. He would be a difference maker. Mike Evans
You
would make
don't
a
think
difference. Because
DeAndre Hopkins would be a
no matter
difference
what we
maker?
got from our quarterback, Mike Evans would make it shake. So I would take Mike
but
Evans.
D Hop doesn't have a quarterback right now. You
And D
give
Hop
him
has a
back.
proven history of
D
playing
Hop
with
does
different
have a
quarterbacks.
proven history, but D Hop today isn't Michael Evans today.
Well,
Fair
yeah,
enough. Fair enough.
he got a guy like me throwing him football.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
worth
fair
it,
enough.
I guess, but how
Danny
quickly
Pooh.
is that relationship going to go? It took a long time for Coop to get any sort of relationship with Dak, and even that didn't ever solidify itself. Cooper
Right,
was complaining all the time. Give
right.
me
I'll
the
give you that.
ball. Give me the ball. He's wide open. Why can't I get the
I'll give you
ball thrown my way? I mean,
Right.
we've seen, Dak put Dez into retirement. Like, how many more receivers need to come here to die?
that. Never
I
mind.
just don't know.
I'll give you
Mm,
that. I'll give you that.
Tennessee does that too.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
So
they do.
with that said, Newey, who is buyers and sellers? Because I mean, I can understand everything he just said except Tony.
For us, as far as the 49ers, I definitely think we're buying. And the reason I say that is because our defense is a little suspect, right? These past two games, it hasn't been ideal. Gave up over 400 yards of total offense. It's clear that if we're going to play this style of defense and play that zero, we're going to need a guy who can shut it down, and that's
Mhm.
Patrick Surtain, right? We have $40 million in cap space. He's still on his rookie deal. He's young. I feel like we can really go get him and then figure out something as far as the nickel goes. Now, Lenore has been playing his ass off if you look at the ratings. Ward has been getting targeted a little bit more, though he does have a few picks, right? He missed that one on Addison, but that's just a great play by Addison. But I think you get a guy like him, especially with the pressure of our defense that we're trying to create. It's gonna be a nightmare for teams, and we're already the number one in takeaways, so it's only gonna get better. And if you got space, make that move for him. Go for it. I don't think anything else outside of him is something that's going to be needed. I would love to see a little bit more linebacker depth. Outside of that, yeah, man, I think that's our number one focus.
I like that.
I know.
I mean,
think
offensive line, yeah, could improve, but are we going to get a phenomenal offensive line? Probably not.
no. I mean,
We didn't
ended up
put money into it.
we ended up signing an offensive lineman that made a difference. And he started his first game. And that's Dalton Reisner. He started his first game with us, and he made a difference, like a huge
Yeah.
difference. He played y'all.
Yeah,
As far
right
as my
tackle
buyers,
suspect.
I think if everybody would have said that we should have sold maybe a week ago, if we would have lost the Bears game, the Vikings should have sold. If we would have lost the 49ers, people think that we should have sold, but I still said no. I think now we need to be in the market of buying. And if we can figure out how to get somebody like Chase Young off of that Commanders team who's not really doing much, really go add some pieces to Brian Flores' pass rush,
That'd be
um,
solid.
it would be solid. Because one thing that I noticed, I mean, and I don't know if y'all know this number, but we're 31st in actually getting to the quarterback. It's
That's
it,
crazy, but you got the number one
yeah,
sack
but
leader.
we have some of the best pressure rate. Our pressure rate in the NFL is number 3. So we're always getting the pressure, but we're not getting home. So people are getting
Blitz like
rattled.
80% of the time.
Yeah, so people are getting rattled, but that's why you're still able to dice us up a little bit because nobody's getting home. And I think we need a couple more home run hitters. Besides that, across the league, I think the Broncos need to be in sell mode.
Oh, for
Nothing about
sure.
this team
For
says
sure.
that there's a real future, especially right now. So I think you need to start planning for the future. And there's just been too many names that have been out in the open about being moved. You're stuck with Russ.
Yep.
You're stuck with Russ, so you got to go ahead and eat that bullet. But besides that, people like Jerry Judy, Cortland Sutton could be gone right now. I don't think you let go of Surtain.
Nobody
He's
wants Judy. I'm
He's
sorry.
got to go,
he's the
man.
centerpiece.
You're at least gonna get 2 first rounders out of him.
Maybe,
Got to.
but
Got
it's
to.
just that.
Maybe.
And
I mean, it's a deep draft class coming in. I mean, you need that.
let me ask you this: Can you
That
worry
team is
about it?
shit.
Can you worry about a deep draft class when you know every single year you got to play Justin Herbert and Pat Mahomes?
You got to figure it
afford
out.
to.
I
You
mean,
can't afford to let that
I understand you already have the number one guy, right?
Yeah, you
But you're
can't
gonna have
afford
to
that.
pay him probably in 2 years, maybe next year. He's up, right? So there's another huge contract
Yeah.
that is getting out. He's going to take the Bill Belichick way, kind of that Bill Parcells, get him out on that, just stretch that rookie deal out, get him out, get some value for that, and be able to move on.
Yeah. The only other team that I have that would be kind of interesting, and this is not necessarily a sell right now, it's the Arizona Cardinals. They have been a lot better than people gave them credit for.
Right.
Now you have Kyler Murray getting ready to come off the puck, right? So if I'm that team, everything is to set up to showcase Kyler. You know what I mean? Everything that you're doing is here to showcase Kyler. Because right now you're going to go into the year, you're going to have 2 first-round draft picks. So you can end up having the first pick overall, being able to take whatever quarterback you want. And now the last couple of weeks, you showed off Kyler, so now you can go sell Kyler in the offseason.
Do you think that's smart, though, to play him in a new offense that
Absolutely.
he doesn't know, and you're going to put that film out there knowing this is an entire new offense, but the player he was before he got injured, you know what you're getting with that guy, right? Do you think that's smart for them to do that and rush that pace with Josh Dobbs doing so well? Well, even if you leave him as is, I think Kyler Murray has showed enough equity to get traded to a team without even playing.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so because the best parts of Kyler is how he moves. You know, so everybody has to confirm, and I don't think you're going to be able to confirm from, bringing them in and just testing them out. I think we need to see on the field, hey, Kyler, can you still move the same?
Arizona already paid him.
They already paid him, but there's got to be some language in that contract that will allow them to get out of it. Now, which team is going to take that grunt of that contract? Because you're going to get another $175 million quarterback on your cap. And
no one's going to take that until they see Kyler play. They have to see Kyler play to make that move.
Have to see Kyler play. That's why I'm saying I think that this needs to be
a new offense.
The guy in the middle wants Kyler.
He's been looking at that offense all year.
Just got to see him play. See him.
Call of Duty's coming out, right?
Don't do it like that.
I don't think this is the best time for Kyler to go.
Don't do that. Hey, look, we are not going to take any Kyler slander on this show.
Look at this. I love K1, but look at the stats. It don't lie. The second Call of Duty comes out, his production goes like this. He's a good September, October quarterback after that. Look at it. Go look it up.
He doesn't watch film. We know that.
I'll do K1.
I love K1. He's one of the greatest athletes to ever play quarterback. One of the greatest high school players ever. But he relies a lot on his talent, and now this injury is going to have to help him rely on his brain and get things out on time. Do you really think he's going to put that much out there for a team to say, okay, I'm going to take your entire contract and get with you?
Well, see, thank you. That's why everything you're telling me is exactly why they got to put him on the field.
I don't think you play him right now, man. No.
But hey, man, let's roll into halftime. Hey, here on the Couch Coach, we want you to come follow us. Come talk to us. We need your feedback. Give us some ideas. If you want to maybe come be a guest on our show, send us an email at The Couch Coach Club. That is at The Couch Coach Club on all social media websites. And with our friends, we got Tim Jitsu and Niine. They got the QB Huddle on fire. Tell them where to find the QB Huddle. At this point, if you've been rocking with us, you don't have to know exactly what these guys do, man. Just make sure you go follow them. Where can we find you guys?
With QB Huddle at YouTube at QB Huddle. That's our YouTube page. Is just at QB Huddle. Facebook, TikTok, we're everywhere.
Instagram.
Uh-huh. Yep, we had Mark Clayton a week ago. We had Vern Sharp. This week we've got Jackie Bridges, who is a local minor league and a NCAA Hall of Famer, and so we look forward to Jackie Bridges coming on our show to give us some, and he's going to be a part of the whole show, the whole shebang. So
it should be fun.
NCAA Hall of Famer.
He is. He went, and I don't have all my information. He went to a college in Iowa, and he is in their Hall of Fame. I know that for sure. He is one of the best receivers ever come out of his university. He played locally for the Dallas Diesel. His son is he's got 2 sons that are big time football players. One played for Oklahoma for a bit and is in JUCO now, looking to get back. The other is at a Northern Arizona, I believe. He's at Northern Arizona University playing receiver. So it's a whole lineage of receivers in the Bridges, in the Bridges family.
It's pretty cool to see.
We're excited to have him on, man. He brings a lot, and he's a legend here in Dallas. So we're excited to have him on. He won several championships in a row as the head coach of the North Texas Stampede, and yeah, we're lucky. We're blessed that he's going to join us. And so find us each week, man. We shoot every Monday. We drop every Tuesday, typically Tuesday night, and we're all over all the socials.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Hey, check us out, baby. Cool. We got fire, man.
Quarterbacks all season long, and now we're starting to get into the college stuff a little bit more too.
Oh yeah, it's going to get real. It's about to get real.
We're definitely going to get into that with Jackie. So that'll be
guys, it's so important, man. If you want to be a part of this community, the main thing what we need you to go do is you go find us, you click on it, you like it, you subscribe, and then you turn on those notifications. That way it comes in just like a text message, and you can see every bit of what we do here on the Couch Coach. But without that, we're going to keep it rolling. Third quarter.
Indeed.
You know what we like to do on the third quarter. This is the Pigskin Stock Market, where we talk about our risers and we talk about our fallers, and there's been some people that really have rose.
I wish I had a button for that.
Niine, what you got for a riser this week, man?
Oh man,
team.
Who I talk? Oh, team. Okay,
give me my team first, man.
Cleveland. I just really like what I see in Cleveland right now.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand.
Yeah,
but that was a tall task for them. The defense is super elite. We all see that. Amari Cooper's coming alive. I don't want to go as far as to say they made a mistake on Deshaun Watson. I won't say that. I won't say it out loud.
They absolutely made a mistake.
I think the allegations screwed his head up, and it sucks.
You said it, and I'm agreeing with you. I'm just not going to say it out loud.
I don't hurt, guys.
But
it's not about it's the contract, man. They made a mistake. The way they handled that whole thing,
it's the way he's handling it.
I'm trying to hang in there.
They set a bad precedent.
Okay.
Come on, Watson.
But Cleveland, you're drinking the Browns juice. Who's falling for you?
That's disgusting. Browns juice.
That was disgusting. And
can I give you a player instead of a team falling?
Not yet.
No, okay. Team first.
That's
give us a team.
Okay, team. Oh, the Raiders, man. I know they just didn't really have that stock, but that coach. Oh my God!
Absolute garbage juice.
I don't like seeing him.
He has to be fired today.
Today.
He's got that little man syndrome.
They need to be like, hey, sir, Josh.
Yeah, he got to go. You cannot, bro. The thing
you knew we were coming.
Who do you get? Rex Ryan?
I don't know who you get. You can get anybody. But the thing is,
Lincoln.
Hell
no, absolutely not. No.
Man, we can make a whole show about that shit.
I feel so bad for Devontae Adams because one, he came there originally he was happy
for his best friend.
For his best friend, and now he's gone for one. Then you get this coach who can't coach, obviously. The owners is just a dumbass. Like everything about that team, like they can't get any good free agents. No one wants to go there. They got an old Marcus Peterson or whatever his name is, Peters. Bro, oh my God, that team is just horrible.
And they go to Detroit this week. Good luck
They're
with that.
about to get blasted too.
I hate seeing them on TV. It's like it's that bad. Like they're bad.
Oh wow.
I miss the old Raiders teams with Charles Woodson and those guys.
They have nothing.
They got guys that are fun to watch. Like don't go there.
Max Crosby is fun. He's the only player.
Max Crosby fun to watch.
He's
Josh Jacobs is still
dog.
Devontae Adams, but Tim, who you got? Who's the riser and faller this week?
Man, it's so funny. We just went in on the Raiders like this. So back in the 70s and the 80s, these two teams were good rivals, and this team is my riser this week. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the nasty boys from the Steel City, because they beat the Rams, and the Rams have proven to us that they're a good team. Not only did they beat the Rams, they beat Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I don't care We can talk about the drop passes and all those things in that game, but the Steelers won that game. The Steelers are 4-2. The Steelers are in the mix, man. The Steelers are going to push, and the more the Chargers do worse and worse, and Denver's out of it, the Raiders are out of it, so the AFC West is really a one-team show. The AFC East, we don't know what's going to happen there. So the Steelers are getting themselves to a point 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, everybody wanted to fire Mike Tomlin. They're at the point now where they could be headed into a playoff spot. And I think this Steeler team is dangerous in the playoffs, especially with Mike Tomlin on the sideline. So right now, they're my riser. I mean, they've got Jacksonville at home. Then they play Tennessee. Then they play the Packers. To think that they're not going to be 7-2, they could be. And then they're right there.
They went ugly as hell. They went ugly.
It's interesting. I like that one. Who's your follower?
My follower is the Miami Dolphins. And this was simple for me. In 2 road games against 2 formidable defenses, they've lost both of those games and have looked average on offense. They can't figure it out versus good defenses. And I think the reason they're my follower is that when they get to the playoffs, if they're not in Miami, I don't trust them. I don't trust them to go to Cincinnati. I don't trust them to go to Kansas City, Buffalo, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I don't trust them to go to any of those places and pull out a win. And so, for me, they've shown us who they are against 2, as Brandon said, Eastern Northern team. And it's not going to get any easier for them. If they're not in Miami, I think that they are not the same team. And so it's going to be a problem. And so for me, they're falling.
They can only win in warm weather, man.
That's tough.
I look at it.
How fast it happens.
How fast? I mean, when you tell people, teams will tell you who they are if you pay attention. And they can run roughshod over the Denver Broncos, and they can beat all these teams to death. And then all of a sudden you go up against a defense like Philly, and you put up 17 points, and you look mediocre. That's just what it is.
They battle.
The offense only put up 10 points, but
Okay, there you go. So, to me, it's not sustainable. They need to find a way to. And we thought they could run the ball well, and they've had some games where they did run the ball well. I think the loss of that rookie running back probably hurt them more than we think it did, because that was a shot in the arm for them. That speed that they got when they would run him on those quick jet sweeps and things like that. I just think the Dolphins need to replace that somehow. They need to find another playmaker, but they're in trouble. They play
another playmaker.
In the running back room, because you can't go in January to Buffalo and throw the ball 50 times and expect to win the game.
Okay, so Niine, who's your riser and faller this week?
My riser is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. We called this earlier in the year, man. They're 5-2, surprisingly, but I think Trevor Lawrence is starting to figure it out a little bit. You asked to show me something. I think he showed you something these past 2 games, especially against. I'm a little surprised. I am, but I think that's a good team. That's a good team. Huh?
ETN, and one of the greatest coaches out there too.
Yeah, he's a really good coach. We may struggle against them too in Jacksonville. I'm not sure, but I think them surprisingly being at 5-2, they really control their destiny as far as winning the division. I really think they could be a big threat to Kansas City because they've played in Arrowhead before and they played some tough ball. And so I think they're on the rise. Having a healthy ETN really helps. They thought they were going to split carries back in early time, and he has just took it and ran with it. He looks like his former self at Clemson. I'm happy I got him on my fantasy team. He's just balling and balling and balling and balling. But the Jags, man, they look nice, man. They got a good compliment. Christian Kirk been balling too.
Man.
Low key.
Shout out to my Aggies.
Zay Jones has not been healthy, so you get him back healthy, and they got.
Trevor like Zay.
Loves
Zay.
Loves him. I seen you. You're pretty into the Jags. Who's falling for you right now?
Who's falling for me is the freaking Green Bay Packers. What in the hell are you doing?
My God.
Trash. You guys haven't been this bad since 2006.
Talk about it.
Is Jordan Love really the guy? I don't think so. He ain't done enough for me, brother. He's throwing lollipops. He's made some crucial dumb decisions. It looks horrible. My man's completing like 50% of his passes. He could have been in garbage juice after week 2 every single week. Brother, Aaron Jones, you got a stable of backs that you don't really use. You got Christian Watson out there running go routes, and you're underthrowing him by 30 yards. It just looks bad. Right? You can't put that out on tape, brother. Ever
it looks
again.
bad, but it looks so good at the same time.
Do you miss Aaron Rodgers? I think you do.
Same. Okay. Let me go to me then, because that's a lot. We got them boys this week.
I've been waiting on that one.
We got them boys this week, and we better take care of business.
Y'all better take flight on them dudes. They're trash. The defense good, though.
I would absolutely love that. Bars. So check me out. My riser this week is actually going to be a little different. It's not a team. It's actually a whole division. My riser is the AFC North. That might be the best division in football right now. Just all the way through. I mean, you can see somebody brought up the Steelers. We've talked about the Ravens and how good that team is right now. Another riser was the Browns,
Cleveland.
And then we're sitting there looking at the Cincinnati Bengals and thinking that maybe Joe Burrow is getting kind of healthy. And so really the only thing that can come in front of one of those teams are each other, as it is right now. They've literally all beat each other. So my riser right now is going to be the whole division, because I don't know if somebody's going to take over right now. Right now, I would probably say MVP Lamar is going to take it, but it wouldn't be crazy if any other team won that division. Right?
I agree, man. I agree. We thought that was one of the weaker divisions in the first 3 weeks because they really weren't showing their true colors. Now that you see them play against these different teams, they're one of the few teams that can adapt. One of the few divisions that can adapt in any type of situation. It doesn't matter. It's the dome, whether it was Pittsburgh Steelers, doesn't matter if it's the cold, because that's what they do anyway. It doesn't matter if it's the heat, because they can play in that weather as well. Lamar Jackson had a phenomenal passing game about 3 years ago in his MVP season. I know that's the stretch, but he did it in Miami.
Right.
Like these guys, like that whole division is loaded. And now we got the Bengals coming to the 49ers, who's 15-1. Can they adapt to that atmosphere? We'll see.
It's kind of funny because it brings me to, my father. My fallen team is the Tennessee Titans, man. Like, it's
they
bad.
never got up. They never got up.
They've been kicked.
They've been down there.
Start the season off, and
they don't run the
I
ball
talked
enough.
about this a lot. It was a weird direction to me, because I'm like, what are you doing with all of these quarterbacks? Like, make a decision. Make it easier on yourself, besides bringing in a veteran, bringing in a young guy who was supposed to be the future, and now another younger guy who's supposed to be the future, and he's getting ready to start a game. Will Levis is going to start this Sunday. So it just kind of feels like a dumpster fire over there. And they just really
said they're going to rotate, but Will Levis will start the game, but they're going to rotate.
And now
that's some high school shit, bro.
That's terrible.
And now
that's some high
team,
school shit.
Nobody knows
you got
what
all
they're
them
doing
quarterbacks.
over
You got all them quarterbacks. You really ain't got one. That's how I look at it.
You don't know what to do.
One.
And now you're probably going to be sellers. You're probably going to sell the best player on your team. Derrick Henry is being the most shopped player that I've heard in the NFL right now. So when you started the season, you didn't bring D-Hop and think, you know what, we might be picking first. No, you thought you were going to contend. You know what I mean? You paid him money to go contend, and I have not seen that yet.
Damn.
I just haven't seen it, man, and that is probably one of the worst teams in the NFL for me right now.
He doesn't get separation like he used to, bro.
Not at all. But player-wise, Niine, do you have a player that's rising and falling?
I do. Again, my rising player is a player who I've been high on for longer. So I know you really wasn't, too fond of him. But T-Law, man, in Jacksonville. I just think he gets better year after year. And I know the whole, the media blew him up to be the next generational Tom Brady-esque or whatever type quarterback.
Yeah,
I know how you felt about that. But to me, he just improves every year. He's just getting better and better. It helps to have Doug Peterson as your coach. I don't know. I just like him as a quarterback. I like him as a player. I like everything he does. I like what he stands for. I just like everything about him. Fallen, who y'all spoke on first, and I've been waiting to talk about him. Jordan Love.
This is my favorite episode of the season.
Yeah, that guy.
Rudy Poo.
That guy's pure garbage. Because week one.
Is he garbage, y'all?
Listen, week one.
He's not
like,
good, bro. He
like
can make some wild stuff, but he ain't consistent.
Did he do like 3 or 4 touchdowns week one? I think.
Yeah, it went off.
And everybody, even us, Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, yada yada, this and this and that. Now this guy is complete trash. He can't throw. They can't win. I think he probably has 1 interception, touchdowns right now. He's probably top 3 worst quarterbacks in the league right now.
Ouch! I think that's kind of disrespectful. I got.
He really is. He is.
Tim, who's your riser?
Right now, I want to bask in the Packer hate that is happening. I am loving this as a as a guy that grew up in Chicago, stayed there for 35 years. I absolutely hate the Green Bay Packers, and they deserve this. This is karma. This is what they get. Okay, my riser. I had to go non-quarterback for the second week. Myles Garrett, and I know that he's a stud and he's amazing.
Yeah.
But this last week, now I'm gonna put this in a caveat.
He's been like this.
Myles Garrett and the referees took over the game this past weekend. The Cleveland should have lost the game. I want to be clear on that. The referees allowed that game to be won by Cleveland, but if it's not for Myles Garrett, that game's never even close. He had 7 solo tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 2 sacks. He's got 22 tackles on the year, 7.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, a pass defended.
Yeah.
My man was a part of 9 total tackles. Look, I've always loved Myles Garrett. I just wanted a chance to talk about him, and this was a perfect opportunity to put him on the pedestal.
He puts every quarterback in the graveyard, dog.
Man, who you got?
He's amazing. He's amazing. My father, Jared Goff.
What?
He was putting up numbers. Listen, this guy was putting up numbers like he was a top 5 quarterback. I had to argue.
You see how quick he turned around on his ass?
This very panel that I never said he was better than Lamar Jackson. But in Detroit, he had better numbers than Lamar Jackson. So you would think he would come in and compete. My man didn't show up. Now, fair, the entire Lions team stayed in Detroit. They did not show up to this game. 33 for 53, 284, no touchdowns, 1 pick. I can't say one good thing about Jared Goff. What we learned about him unequivocally is that the Lions don't run the ball and they can't play action off of that run. Jared Goff is an average quarterback, and that's what I saw. That's
or is he below average?
He might be below average. I don't know. I mean, I can't say below average. The man.
And you guys had the nerve to put him in the top 5 on the QB huddle.
First of all, again, the list is fluid, and his numbers
so damn sorry.
Deserving. His team was 5-1. He had 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. I don't want to hear your flack. He was playing until he showed up.
But now you're talking shit. You see how quick he is to turn around when you throw some have a bad game. Sorry ass.
No. Hey, look, you went garbage juice this week. You just fell apart. It was terrible. Man, it was embarrassing because I tuned into that game. Like, I specifically wanted to watch a Detroit Lions game, and then I turned it off because it was boring.
Man, okay. Who you got as a riser and faller this week, boss?
Man, I got my riser, Rashee Rice, man, out of Kansas City. I mean, believe it or not, man, he actually looks like he is becoming a favorite target outside of Kelsey.
Yeah,
with Pat Mahomes, and that's scary because the Rook's making plays, man. Yeah. He's making plays in the past 3 games. He's had over 80-plus yards and a touchdown. He looks to continue that trend. I picked his ass up on fantasy. Appreciate you, Pay Me Draft, for putting that out there. You lost on that, so I had to scoop him up because you gave me a sorry trade with Doxson, and I saw that. But I was just like, let me get like he got dropped so fast.
Terrible.
But outside of that, man, my faller, and it's not even a player. It's not a player, but I got to talk about it.
Okay.
Kyle Shanahan.
Ouch.
Man.
Too soon.
I've been watching this for years since you got in. I appreciate the down shit. We rode with you. We rode with you on a high. But brother, you are 0-36 when trailing in the fourth quarter by 8 points. That is coaching. That's coaching. You fold like a paper plate. I can't stand your ass. I've been saying it. You just need to be up in the booth calling plays, and you needed to have someone like D'Amico Ryans running your team. Period. I'm just gonna throw it out
That's a
there.
first.
I've seen it. I'm tired of it. If you watch them, and I watch them every single game, I study the film. When you fall behind in the fourth quarter, you crumble. You get away from the run. You start doing trickery. You try to get a little too cute. When we have big games and we're up 30 plus, now you look like the greatest coordinator of all time. You are not your dad. The one thing that your dad did the most is he stayed consistent with that run. We have a stable of backs, and you use Christian McCaffrey. He played the whole game with a torn oblique. Are you kidding me? So Jordan Mason and Elijah Mitchell couldn't get no spin? Come on, bro. What you have him out there for?
So am I hearing you call him mid?
That's tough.
Kyle's mid as fuck, bro.
He did.
Man.
Pardon my language. I'm going to just keep it real.
Okay.
He crumbles in pressure. He does it every time. Look, he's 0-39.
Feels like that.
A lot of us.
That's crazy.
He gets too cute.
He
falls like a paper plate.
You see how it's on his team after a loss?
No. It doesn't matter. Why is Brock Purdy? Why are you listen? Why are you designating a middle target in a prevent defense with 30 seconds left? Why don't you attack the sticks? Why do you run a sweep to the boundary? Why do you run jet sweeps to the boundary? That makes no sense. That's an overloaded defense that makes it easy on your defense. That's basic shit, bro. That's basic shit.
And that's deep. And that actually brings me to my.
It risers. Is what it is.
Brings me to my risers, and I gotta do two, man. I gotta do two risers, and I gotta keep it for the Vikings this time. If you hadn't heard of Jordan Addison, man, he is must see TV. When you have somebody named
SC's finest.
When you have somebody named Justin Jefferson, 18, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to have expectations for somebody else to be that great in the way he played in that game. He just showed up and showed out. My other guy on the other side of the ball, if you haven't heard of who Cam Bynum is from Washington, Cam Bynum took over that show at the end of the game. He completely dismantled Brock Purdy. He actually looked like a wide receiver for the 49ers. He looked like he played for the 49ers for a minute.
Oh, my God. He anticipated the throw. Receiver slipped on the first one. Stop the cap.
You got to let him enjoy it. You got to let him enjoy it.
Interception, big game over. You know what like that. Okay, so my father.
I hate you.
I owe most of this to Tim because I really didn't pay attention to it. And then I sat and thought about it for a little bit last night. My father's has to be the officiating in the NFL.
Yes.
It was
Preach.
And then we kind of spoke on it, and I didn't realize how bad it was and the magnitude of how bad it was. Tim actually let me know that none of those guys are full time. You know what I mean? Like,
that's bad, ain't it?
Wait, who? What? Like
the
refs aren't full time. They get paid an average of $200,000, though. I think, right?
So they go back to regular ass jobs afterwards. You know what I mean? Like, so they don't.
Also, refs in the NFL, like refs, like locally here, they just ref and then go do regular stuff.
Yeah, most of them are lawyers, stuff like that.
Wow.
So they're high-profile jobs.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, it was something I wasn't aware of. So seeing what I have been seeing all season long, there's not consistency in some of the calls that we're seeing.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's a problem. But it makes sense.
It's bad, bro.
Tim is saying, because guess what? These guys, they're part-time guys. They just come out on Sundays. And you know what I mean? They blow a couple of whistles here and there, you know what I mean? But they're not students of the game. They're not working on their craft all year long.
Right.
I know that doesn't affect you, Niine, because you seem to get all the calls lately.
It's
zero penalties in an entire game. But hey,
whoa, it's me. Oh, no, I'm hurt.
We had two.
Yeah, but so for the whole NFL, you know what I mean? Hey, step it up. Figure it out. If anything, crazy. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be bad, then everybody be bad. You know what I mean? Show me the consistency that everybody is bad, and I'll believe it a little bit more. But I don't see any continuity across the board through the 32 teams work on the NFL. Let's roll over to the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, this is yeah, yeah. The
I'm still
pigskin.
winning.
What?
I'm still winning.
Oh,
Check the overall stats,
but you
bro.
didn't win this week.
I sure didn't, but the overall is what matters. We got to get to the dance.
You didn't win this week.
Did Stefan finally win a week?
Did you finally outdo us this week?
Dude, he won a week. His team beat my ass. Like, he's just on a high right now.
We call this segment the smartest idiot. And in the fourth quarter, I have been the smartest idiot for actually 2 weeks in a row now.
Oh. Okay.
I
don't know who won that week. My first episode, I don't know who won that week.
I didn't win that week, and I was off to a very, very, bad start.
Yeah, I put up 4 double-digit wins, and then I start collapsing back-to-back weeks. It's just been weird.
Knows how to stay like right in the middle. He's really good at that. Right. Staying right in the middle there.
Even kill.
Point. But the guest kind of took a dip on the last episode. So, Niine, let's see if you can pick them back up on these predictions. Let's pop it off on the Thursday night game. We got Tampa Bay at
Buffalo. We don't need to go into it. Buffalo.
Okay.
The bad Tampa Bay is terrible in prime time.
Oh, that's right.
Buckhead pointed that out.
And that's true. Josh Allen needs to redeem himself because he played terrible last Sunday. Buffalo. For sure.
Buffalo.
Tim?
Yeah, they were my Jekyll and Hyde team, and so they will show up and they will be a good team again this weekend. Let's go Buffalo.
If you had to run to win, then I would probably say
Buffalo.
But they're just going to get aired out. I mean, this is a perfect matchup for
cold game.
This is one of those
October.
Games. This is one of those games that makes everybody feel like the Buffalo Bills is the best team in the NFL.
Right.
You know,
they do that shit every other week, bro.
You know, this is that game. So I got the Buffalo Bills on this one. I don't think it's going to be close. Starting off on Sunday, let's go with the fun matchup. Actually, I never thought this would have been good if I saw it at the beginning of the year. Rams versus the Cowboys.
It is something good.
Who you got?
It's tough.
It's not that tough. It's really not that
tough.
He wants them to lose for sure.
I definitely want the Rams to win. I'm gonna say Cowboys only because they're coming off a bye, and I think they feel kind of rejuvenated now. I'll take them by 3. You know, I hope I'm wrong.
So disrespectful.
No, who you got?
I got the Cowboys, man. They're coming off a bye week. If you find a trend with these teams that are coming off bye weeks, they win. Yep. So I feel they're going to be rejuvenated. I feel like LA got beat up on. They're going to go into a dome. They're going to be it's going to be out of control, full of Cowboy fans. Matt Stafford does play well against them, but I see Dallas putting it on them.
Yeah, I think Dallas is going to be just fine this week. And like Niine said, all the teams that came off the bye last week got a win. So you look for Dallas to do that at home. It's not a 3:00 game. It's not the game of the week. It's not Sunday night. Right. So that's in our comfort zone. We win this game, and we probably win it in big fashion just so that all the Cowboy fans that I refuse to associate with because they're a little loony will be talking Super Bowl again.
Right.
We'll be the best. We'll be just like the Bears. We'll be the best team in the NFC again.
This is that get them back on track game. I don't know why you said it was going to be close. The Cowboys are going to absolutely get after Matt Stafford this game. This is going to be nasty. I got the Cowboys on this one. We got Minnesota at Green Bay. It's a 12:00 game for Kirk O'Baines. What y'all got?
Minnesota. Jordan Love's going to give you 3 interceptions for sure.
You said Jordy Nelson.
No, I said Jordan Love for sure.
Oh, I thought he said Jordan Nelson.
Nah, I ain't putting the Steelers off today. Nah, I'm
Who you got, Louis?
I got Minnesota based off how you guys played. I hope it's not a fluke. Might be, but we'll see. Maybe Green Bay's pissed off. It's a divisional game. You never know how it goes, but I think Minnesota walks in there and gets it done.
Jordan
And it's
loves
a 12
playing.
o'clock game. I think Kirk continues to do what he's been doing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Green Bay can be pissed off, but they're going to get pissed on by Minnesota.
oh,
Let's go, Vikings.
Well, guess what,
What
man?
is-
I want to continue this badass streak. I've been kicking ass over the last 2 weeks, and we've been winning, and I've been going against the grain. So I'm doing it again. I got the Packers on this one. I don't give a damn. Let's go.
Oh, my
Next
gosh.
game,
Oh, my gosh.
Atlanta versus Tennessee. That's Atlanta versus Tennessee at Tennessee. Who you got?
Atlanta. I think I hope Bijan isn't sick again or some weird whatever happened last week. Desmond Ritter's playing okay now. Tennessee's terrible. I think Atlanta gets it.
I got Atlanta. I got
What
Atlanta.
Atlanta?
I
I'm
have
with
nothing
you.
else to say. I guess I got Atlanta.
Dirty
This
birds.
is gonna be that game that I think I'm gonna catch y'all. So like, if you want to beat the Tennessee Titans, it's not running the football. This is one of the best run defenses in the whole NFL, still to this day. The way the Falcons dominate games is they are able to oppose their will in the line of scrimmage. They're not going to do that on this team. This is that other game. You know, the Tennessee Titans are good every other game, and this is their other game. I got the Tennessee Titans at home. We got the New Orleans Saints versus the Colts. That's the New Orleans Saints at the Colts. Who you got?
Oh man, both of those teams, both of those quarterbacks are so weird to me right now. Gardner Minshew's playing better than what I thought. Derek Carr's playing okay. I'm gonna take the Colts, man. The Colts they had a tough one against Cleveland. I know the Saints just. I'm gonna take Indy. I think they put out the coach. I think the coach is better. I just think they're a better team.
Nui?
I think Indy's got it. I think they've been playing pretty solid ball despite the refs screwing them from beating losing to Cleveland. But yeah.
Yep.
I can't even believe we're saying that. Like,
Yeah,
It
right.
happened. Two
Okay.
terrible calls at the end of
Cleveland,
the game.
Detroit, like,
Yeah.
what is this?
I know what world are we living in right now?
Yeah.
Jags. Who you got, Tim?
Jags. Like,
I got the Colts. I don't want to hear anything more about the New Orleans Saints and their vaunted defense, blah, 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 blah. I got the Colts. Colts. Gardner Minshew has shown me. I got the Colts.
I really like what they got going on. I absolutely love their coach. That the running backs, both running backs, are awesome. JT is getting a week more healthy. I got the Colts in this one, and for some weird reason, I don't know if it's going to be close. We got a division game. You know this can go any type of way. It doesn't matter where you play it. This is New England at Miami. Who you got?
Miami. I think Miami's they're coming off a tough loss. I think if they have to prove themselves, they're probably going to do it this week. It won't mean anything to anyone else but them. Even though Patriots is coming off a good tough win, I still think Miami goes and abuse them. So I got Miami.
No, who you got?
it just seems like we're just rolling all together with these picks. I mean, it is going to be a tough matchup. I feel like Bill Belichick plays Tua very well. Very well. And the last time they met, it was only by a touchdown.
Yeah.
And now you're getting a little bit of sauce here that they finally got a win. They're finally starting to get things done, right? But I still think Miami whoops their ass. Like how that build up is. Don't do that.
I definitely got the Miami Dolphins there at home. It's in Miami. It's comfortable. Oh yeah, they're gonna run through.
Definitely
through New England this week.
Stefan's definitely taking the Patriots. Right
definitely,
I'm definitely taking the Patriots right here.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna go into this situation and they're gonna look around the locker room and say, "Hey, we actually have a chance." You know what I mean? It's that fast. When you win a division game that fast, yes, it changes the circumstances. You know, so you go win, and now you're talking about, hey, let's go win one more division game, and it's tied across the board. If the Patriots win this game, the whole division is tied across the board in division wins.
That's fair, but I hear you. But
and you got
Wishful thinking.
You
No.
still got Xavier Howard's not
I just
playing.
don't see it.
Waddle's a little banged
Not
up.
at all.
Waddle's banged up.
I don't know.
It'll be fine.
I kind of like it. Let's keep rolling. You got the Jets versus the Giants, the New York special.
I'm gonna. Wow. I don't care what Tyrod did last week. I know he's got a good, this and that, whatever. I just think the only reason I'm picking the Jets is because I think their defense is better.
Mhm.
Of course. Yeah, that's the only reason I picked the Jets because of defense. Both quarterbacks are average at best, and yeah.
Jets. Okay. Who you got, Nui?
Ooh,
I know.
Really?
this is
Interesting.
tough. This
Kinda
is very interesting because
Snooze ball.
Tyrod Taylor, he's been playing really well.
Yeah.
And he's been very efficient. You got a healthy Saquon who's starting to get rolling a little bit. They win that game. They're starting to believe. Maybe the locker room is switching more towards Taylor in this sense because their defense has actually been playing pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
Right? New York is coming off of a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key.
And a win.
Saquon looks
The
pretty
bye
damn
week.
healthy.
Huh?
Saquon looks
win.
healthy.
Yeah, Saquon looks healthy, but do you get a healthy Sauce Gardner? Does he take away that deep ball that Hyde's been getting?
I don't know,
Right?
man.
Now what do you utilize to? I mean, I got the Jets in a close one, man.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I like it. I
I
think
can
it's gonna
say
be
all
tough,
these
too.
examples, but that's a
Yeah.
really tough game.
Tim, who you got?
Yeah. Jets.
He was ready for
Jets.
Jets.
Let me have my
Let's
Aaron Rodgers
go!
jersey out.
Oh, why don't you be quiet?
I'm
Aaron
gonna
Rodgers.
go deep into this one on the predictions. I think because of how good a healthy Brees Hall is, I think this might be one of those games that reminds us that Zach Wilson was a first round draft pick. I think he's absolutely going to show out. I got the Jets. I think this is going to be his semi come out party against this team.
They might blitz the hell out of him, though.
I think so too, and I think that's where he can really shine.
Give him the Brock Purdy treatment.
That's where he can shine. This is a tough matchup this week on some two rising teams from our guys today. Jacksonville at Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be a fun week of football. What a good weekend.
It's some tough week. This is a tough
That was a
week
good
here.
week.
You know what?
This might be the best week so far.
I'm going to give it to Jacksonville and man, I'm barely going Jacksonville. If they do win, I'm talking about low scoring game. Yeah, I'll just give it to the Jags. It can go either way.
Okay.
It can go either way.
See, that's what you're doing when you say it's going to be a low game. So you're emphasizing that it's going to be a grimy game, right?
I think so.
That's playing right into Mike Tomlin's game. Pittsburgh's got that.
Right into it.
I think Pittsburgh wins that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe in Jacksonville, but I'm starting to believe in Pittsburgh a little bit more. I'm going to take Pittsburgh in this game at home.
They just got them calluses, man.
Me too, man. That defense is just playing too damn good, and I'm still not on the Trevor Lawrence bandwagon like everybody else. I'm not on the Kenny Pickett bandwagon either, but I just think the defense is going to carry the Steelers just a little bit more. I got the Steelers at home.
For sure.
Another division game. They did split last year, so don't get it twisted. I know this team is not really good right now, but they split last year, and it's always a good matchup. But you got Philly at Washington. Who we got?
He's got a whole teddy bear.
Little teddy, huh? That one's easy. Nui, who you got?
They did split. And one thing I've noticed about Washington, they win, they lose. They win, they lose. They win, they lose. There's a common theme going here, man.
Oh, you're not that bold.
Jalen? Oh, I'm not. I'm going with Philly.
Philly.
Man.
Like, I'm just putting it there, just like, nope.
Come on. You're not that bold. Tim, who you got?
This has got to be the only game of the year that I really want the Washington, whatever their name is, to win a game. But I don't think they're going to be able to get it done. They're just poochies all the way around. No chance.
I mean, win one, lose one. Win one, lose
Yeah,
one.
I
They
mean,
lost. They may win.
I don't. It didn't matter if Jalen Hurts.
It's hard to
got
pick
hurt.
against Philly.
I think Mariota would go win this game. I got Philly. They're just going to show out. It's going to be mainly. I think we're going to see another game. Sam Howell's going to throw multiple interceptions. I don't think it's going to look good.
Plus, AJ Brown wants to break the record.
Mm-hmm. This is a very personal game right here. This is a battle of the first two quarterbacks taken. Houston versus Carolina.
Houston sucks. Carolina may win one game this year.
Yeah.
Houston.
But it's going to be
CJ is the real deal. Houston.
It's going to be interesting. But
yeah, and this is
Houston. Yeah, I like Houston.
This is personal because y'all remember. I don't know if y'all remember right before the draft. You know what I mean? Everybody was kind of thinking that something was said to CJ to make him think that he was going first.
I do remember
something changed. Yeah, like it was from somebody in that organization made him feel like he was going first. So this is going to be a very personal game. I think they're going to tear him up.
It's been personal, man, since high school with him and Bryce.
It'll be a good game. But I got Houston on that one. This is a matchup of two teams that are definitely on the rise in two different conferences. We got Cleveland at Seattle. Who you got?
I'm gonna keep the streak going, man. I think Cleveland gets 3 in a row. I like Seattle. I like what they're doing. I still think Geno sucks. That defense, man. Even though Seattle has bad defense as well, bad as in good. I'm gonna give it to. I think Cleveland edges it out. I give it to Cleveland.
If PJ Walker starts,
which he is,
the honeymoon ends. They get back to reality. Seattle's gonna beat their ass.
You want them to beat their ass?
Nah, I don't think.
I don't. I actually want them to lose.
Doesn't at all. Yeah,
I want them to lose. I want them to lay an egg.
I don't care who plays quarterback for Cleveland. It's not going to matter this week. They should have lost to the Colts, and they're going to lose to Seattle. Geno Smith is playing too well. It's too hard to win in Seattle. It's going to be cold. I got Seattle winning this game.
I got Seattle winning this game too. I mean, I know Cleveland is a team on the rise. I know they've just beat the 49ers. They were in a very tough matchup against the Colts. But I think Seattle's going to be able to score a little bit more than most people have. And I think their defense is just going to clamp them down. Kansas City at Denver. Do they even have a chance?
This game shouldn't even be played, really.
Go to the next one. Everybody's going to pick Kansas City.
This is an automatic rush. Is this an automatic rush, though? Baltimore at Arizona.
Keep going.
Baltimore.
Baltimore all day?
All day.
I got Baltimore, too. That's easy. A fun one. Cincinnati at San Francisco.
This is the game of the afternoon right here.
You better make the right choice. You better make the right choice. Look.
If Sam Darnold plays,
who is gonna win?
If Sam Darnold plays, Cincinnati by a landslide. If Brock Purdy plays,
Brock's playing.
No, it's not.
I don't see San Francisco losing 3 in a row.
Is Trent Williams playing?
Don't know.
Is Debo playing?
No.
Doesn't matter.
No, Debo won't be back until after the bye.
He doesn't matter.
No.
But that's Cincinnati if Brock doesn't play. 49ers if Brock does play.
Okay. No,
it don't matter what quarterback we got.
Y'all smacking them?
It's on. It's on.
Is it on? Like, are y'all winning though?
Oh, it's on. We winning.
Okay.
We winning.
Cincinnati's coming for that revenge from the 1989 Super Bowl, and I know you might have been too young to even know what happened in that game.
I was too.
But it was a great game. Montana goes for the winning drive to beat the Bengals, who had the icky shuffle that year. This is the revenge game. I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals to go into San Francisco and get a W.
Hey, you know what's funny? The coach is like in his late or early 40s. I don't even think he remembers this.
He doesn't even know that happened. No idea.
Look, man, I just said it. That team is actually still really good. And if you don't think the 49ers aren't pissed off, you're not about to go to Santa Clara and go get this dub. I don't care who you are. I don't care how
16-1 in 2 years,
I don't
baby,
care
at the
how good your
crib.
quarterback is, Joe Burrow. They're not going to take another loss. Whatever.
We
How
smoking
everybody's
on that
talking
Burrow
about.
pack tonight.
Yeah, it's not going to be good, man.
I can't wait for this game. I can't. Now I'm excited. I'm gonna wear my Burrow jersey. Can't wait.
This is going to be fun because we get to watch Justin Herbert and his rookie clone across from him. You got Chicago Bears at the LA Chargers.
His rookie clone.
How is he a clone of Justin Herbert?
Have y'all seen him play?
Tyson Badgett doesn't look anything like Justin Herbert, bro.
Stature, pretty almost identical.
How big is that kid?
Tyson is not 6'5". I don't think.
Sir, how sure are y'all?
I'm not sure.
Watch the game. Watch the game. It's unfortunately it's a Sunday night game. It's kind of an ugly Sunday night game, but since it's going to be on anyways, just look at a few things about how they quarterback. I'm not as far as like pure talent wise, but they're going to look almost the same. Herbert is far superior.
He's 6'3".
Who you got?
Okay, 2 inches.
I got Chicago. The Chargers don't give me anything to believe in. Their defense is probably the worst in the league. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chicago, man. The Chargers are just terrible. The coach needs to go. Whoever's running that defense needs to go. Like that team is horrible. I hate that team.
So you're saying the Chicago Bears are gonna go there and beat them? Oh, I like that. I like it. What you got, Niine?
I don't see that happening, Chargers.
Oh, I want the Bears to win this game. I want the Niine to be a true thing and have that action, but I just don't see that happening. If it was in Chicago, maybe. But I think the Chargers win this game, and I hate it's on Sunday night. I hate that. I want the Bears to look good, but it's not going to happen.
I'm not gonna be stupid. I'm not gonna take the Bears, but I think they could surprise. You know what I mean? I think it could be a little bit closer. So. I think Foreman could run that ball on them boys with great ease, actually. So I don't know. That's at least we have something to watch because that was going to be boring. But this one is probably going to be boring. Monday night to wrap it up. Vegas versus the Lions.
Detroit, all the way. They're going to beat them probably 30-0.
Blowout. Detroit.
Oh, Detroit, Rock City, baby. The Lions are going to come full force for that game. I do wish that the Raiders would move on to Aiden O'Connell, though. I think that's the right move.
Right move. Yeah,
Brian Hoyer, sit your ass down.
Yeah, I don't want to see Brian Hoyer play.
I don't want to see him no more.
Don't do that again.
He had like 15 different helmets and still got the same results.
It makes no sense. Stop this.
Coach.
Look, this is easy.
Terrible.
This is easy. The Lions. And that's gonna wrap this up. Niine, thank you for coming back to see us, dog. This was a fun episode, of course, as always. You will see us again back on our own couches next week as well. But if you haven't already, please go follow the Couch Coach Club. And without further ado, my guy Mark, run that theme music, dog.